So there has been a big debate between a lot of people saying,
this one's like that one's like this one, all these different things.
Today we're going to be breaking down the UNC Air Jordan 4 and the Cactus Jack Air Jordan 4. And I'm going to show you that there are some similarities, but definitely a lot of differences between these two shoes. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Welcome back to the channel. What's up with you guys? How you doing? How you been? If you did not know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification for every time I upload a new video, and make sure you hit that like button because that helps the algorithm oh so much. So a quick little backstory, history, whatever you want to call it, behind these two shoes before we get started with the comparisons. We have the newer release Air Jordan 4 UNC right here. These recently just came out. Retail on this shoe was $200. The colorway of this shoe is inspired by Michael Jordan's days at the University of North Carolina, hence the UNC blue that you see all over the shoe, or the team branding that you have here on the tongue. This is not an official North Carolina PE that the players received, which is slightly different than this pair, but this is the GR release that came out to the public. And I am not mad at these at all. Now, when it comes to the Travis Scott Air Jordan 4, if you guys don't know, Travis Scott is a rapper. He's really big now, and I'm sure you probably heard who he is by now. But if you haven't, here's a picture of his face. If you still don't know who that guy is, bruh, you gotta be sleeping under a rock. So Travis Scott has built his way up through Jordan Brand and Nike with a bunch of dope collaborations. And this is one of the sneakers that started off his series with Jordan Brand. And I'm telling you right now, these things are fire. He's from Houston, Texas. And for any of my sports fans that already know the Houston Oilers and the same colorway from that team, hence the colorway right here that we have on this shoe. And a random fun fact, but I used to be a big Tennessee Titans fan. I remember the transition between the Houston Oilers and the Tennessee Titans, Eddie George, Steve McNair, all those guys on the squad. So for me, I was already in love with the colorway of the shoe just because I had so much history with the football team and how much I loved that team and the colorway. So that's why I love this shoe just a little bit more. I know that may not mean anything to you guys, but that kind of explains a little bit more of my hype for the sneaker, not the value of the sneaker or the rarity of the sneaker, but simply because it has that Houston Oilers vibe, and I really like that team. And I grew up watching those guys as a young aspiring football player as a kid. Now that you have a short backstory behind both sneakers, let's talk about styles, cuts, and materials. We're gonna start from the sole, work our way up, then we'll talk opinions and everything like that, pricing at the end of the video. So let's get into it. Looking at the UNC Air Jordan 4, you have 4 different colors: gray, white, black, and baby blue. And looking at the Travis Scott, you have an all black outsole with the translucent midfoot panel and ball of the foot, and then a red Jumpman here on the back. So just by looking at the outsoles alone, you can clearly see there are some differences when it comes to colorway and design of the shoes. Looking at the midsole on the UNC 4, it has something very similar to the white cement Air Jordan 4 when it comes to the midsole, the arms, and then the heel tab here on the back, just the colorway and the blocking of the shoe. Also the gray hit here on the toe of the foot. Now looking at the Travis Scott Air Jordan 4, you have an all black toe cap wrapping up with a white pod here and a white and baby blue midsole on the back. So when I put these side by side, you can clearly see the major difference when it comes to the paint color that they chose on the two shoes. Now going up to the upper, when we're talking about materials, quality, and color of these two shoes, some people say they're the same, some people say they're different, and I'm telling you right now, these things are completely different. When I touch the suede and run my finger across the toe on the Travis Scott Jordan 4, you can definitely see the strokes of the suede with the thin hairs on that. Now when I'm touching it here on the UNC pair, it's a lot thicker and a lot more hairy, and you can't really see the strokes of the finger on the toe of the shoe. When you put them side by side, you can definitely see the difference between the two materials. And then obviously there is a color difference between these two shoes as well. This one's a lot more blue, more rich, and this one's a lot more lighter blue, a little bit more faded look. And again, they both look super dope in their own ways. That's up to you to decide which one you like more, but I think they are definitely different. Another thing to note on these two shoes as well, when it comes to the mesh and the nets on here, you have a baby blue mesh with a baby blue net. When you go to the Travis Scott, you have a baby blue mesh with a black net. Another dope hit that I liked about the Travis Scotts was these came with a premium pair of black wax laces, and these come with a pair of your standard baby blue laces. When you put the tongue side by side, you can definitely see the quality difference when it comes to the stitching and the material that they use on the Travis Scott compared to the patch that they use on your standard Air Jordan 4 style tongue right here. And then obviously we have the addition with the team hit here that flaps on and off on the tongue. I'm not sure how people feel about that part of the sneaker. That's up to you to decide. Some people have been cutting it off. I might consider cutting it off if I actually really want to wear this shoe and not have that just sticking out, flapping off. I feel like it might look a little weird on foot. And again, these two shoes retailed at 2 different price points, $200 and $225. So when you got a $225 shoe, typically what you're gonna get is a hang tag, extra laces, a dust bag, something like that, to give it that premium vibe. So these ones have more premium hits, nicer laces, and then you have additional hang tag, this dope suede hang tag with the Jumpman here on the front and then the Cactus Jack here on the back, or vice versa, or whatever you want to consider it. Now going to the back of the two shoes, you can see there is definitely a major difference as well. This pair has a Nike Air version, which is the friends and family, but the GR pair does have a Jumpman on the back, and then it has a Cactus Jack on the other side, and then these come standard with the Jumpman on the back of these two shoes. Neither one of these are an OG style sneaker. They are retro kind of plus colorways, so I can understand why they have Jumpmans on the back compared to the Nike Air. Let me know how you feel about that. Would you prefer Nike Air on the back of the UNC 4? I definitely think that would be fire. Another major difference that we have right here is the sock liner of the two shoes. As you can see, the Cactus Jack comes with a red sock liner and the UNC has a UNC blue sock liner, and the red hit on this sock liner with this Cactus Jack, obviously very distinctive, but it just looks really dope, a nice touch to the shoe. But then at the same time, I love how this sneaker is so uniform and clean and put together with the baby blues, the grays and the blacks and the whites and everything. I think this is very simple, very clean, still pops, and I definitely like the colorway and the color pattern that they chose on this sneaker. So now when it comes to these two shoes, I wanted to ask the people, which one do you guys like more? Because I haven't given you guys my full answer yet. I really like both shoes for what they are, and I can say it would be kind of hard for me to pick. Obviously, everybody would go for the Travis Scott just because, you know, more value and everything like that, which we'll talk about in a second. But when it comes to me, I bought both sneakers because I really like both sneakers and I'm excited to have both in my collection. So I'm just truly having a hard time picking, but I definitely want to see what you guys think. So like I always do, I posted a poll on Instagram, and if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on IG so you can participate in the polls and see all the results here in the videos. 64% of the people chose the Travis Scott and 36% of the people chose the UNC. I can understand both sides. I could see if it was 50-50 or 60-40, something like this. I'm definitely understanding these results and these polls simply because this one's been out a little bit longer. A lot of people like it more because of the hype and the name behind it and everything like that. I definitely would say there is somewhat of a richer story when it comes to the hype level behind the Travis Scott compared to the UNC, but I definitely think these things are going to climb in price just like the Travis Scott did. So when we talk about pricing, the Travis Scott is going for around $1,000 right now, and the resale is insane, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. And if you have a pair of Travis Scotts in your collection, they're going to continue to rise in value. If you don't have them yet and you plan on getting them, they're going to continue to rise in value. So I wouldn't say just go buy them now because they're $1,000, but you might be better buying them now for $1,000 than you would buying them later for $1,500 or $1,800 or whatever that price is that they go up to. When it comes to UNC 4, I tell a lot of people this is a great secondary option with a dope colorway similar to the Travis Scott, and you can get it at a lot more affordable price. Retail was $200. They're going for like $350, $400 right now, but I think in time they might sink just a little bit more, you know, closer future. But we're talking about later next year or by the end of the summer or something like that. I definitely think this shoe is going to be a $500 or $600 shoe in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and it helped you get a better understanding behind the two sneakers with the materials, cuts, pricing, all those different things. And stay tuned for more videos because I have the Travis Scott comparison coming very soon. The green versus the tan pair. I'm excited to compare these two shoes because I really like these, bro. I'm having a hard time picking which one I like the most. So that's it. That's my time to go. I'll see you guys in another one. All right, y'all. I'm out. Yo, if you enjoyed this video and you want to make extra money or grow your shoe collection, I want to give you a free video with my 3 tips that were the most powerful that will help you grow your sneaker collection and make an additional $1,000 to $10,000 a month. All you need to do to get this free video is click on the first link in the description or the comment that's pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to a page where you can enter your email address and I'll make sure that I send you a video right away. And if you enjoyed this video, again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is DJ. I'm signing out. I got to go. I'm gone. Peace.